Getting more customers isn't easy, but it is simple. And in this short 10-minute video, I'm going to break down exactly how your business can get more customers and generate more revenue and profit as a result without paying a marketing agency. Personally, I run a marketing agency. We only provide a done-for-you service. Not everyone can afford that minimum price. Not everyone is qualified to work with us, but that doesn't mean we don't want to help. So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how you can build a customer acquisition system and start generating customers, leads on demand. It's the most valuable skill in business. So without further ado, let's dive into it. This industry thrives, especially the agency kind of industry thrives on making this complicated. YouTube is full of marketers who overcomplicate it because complexity grabs attention. Every new tactic, every new platform, every new hack is just designed to keep you watching, not winning. I've fallen victim from this. The strategy is almost disappointingly simple, and I'm going to show you exactly how you can implement it yourself in the slides that follow. In this presentation, with no cuts and no fluff, I'm going to show you the clear path from your business being invisible to potential customers and prospects to oversubscribed. This works every time if you do it right. This is one of the results that we've got with a client. It's just a local joiner. We work with people trying to rent out office spaces, hotels and wedding venues, real estate agencies, almost every local business you could think of. This one customer, 3x their price, 10x their revenue, and filled their calendar months in advance with this system. Specifically, Google Ads we went for. Now this client's implementing Google and Meta. He's roughly about 50 to 60,000 pounds per month, and he wants to hit six-figure months. So now we're implementing both platforms. But the real result of this is predictable and reliable growth. There's no where's business going to come from next month. We've all had that feeling, that stress, that almost anxiety of how am I going to pay employees? How am I going to grow this business next month? I don't know where customers or money is coming from. It's a horrible feeling. So let's try to avoid it. This is a three-part system. Getting you more customers involves three simple steps. Number one is to attract. We have to be at the right place at the right time and meet them where they already are. Secondly, we want to convert, so we want to capture their information. And three, we want to optimize. We want to make it predictable, not random, and this is done by data. So first off, we want to attract. This is about showing up in the right place at the right time. I'm going to say that a few times a day. We have to show up where they're already searching, where they're already gathering. This is most likely Meta, so social media, Instagram or Facebook or Google. If you're B2B, maybe LinkedIn. And B2B, Meta's worked fine for us. Google is also a valid strategy, but I would recommend only starting with one. So the question is, do we go with Meta? Do we advertise on social media or do we advertise on Google? Search. This is the question. This is a question that we have to ask ourselves before working with any client. What platform do we start on? It doesn't mean we can't advertise on both. It doesn't mean we can't double down on both, but start with one, get that working, then implement another, and that's where your business can really start to take off. So Google search, this is for high intent audiences. There's two questions here. Are people already searching for my services on Google? And am I showing up when they search? If people are already searching for your service, whatever that may be, a real estate agency, like I said, office space, a trade business, if people are already going to Google and searching for your service and your business isn't showing up, then you're not only losing revenue and potential customers, but your competitors are gaining that by showing up first. So a real easy way you can do this, create a Google Ads account, go into tools on the left-hand side here, keyword planner, put in your website if you have one, and type in some keywords that people would most likely be searching for your industry. It will then come up with a report of the most searched keywords that month. You can select the area as well, so the local kind of area that you're targeting. Maybe you're targeting national, you can put that in as well, and you can see how many people are searching for your business, for your service, for your solution every single month. And if they're searching and you're not showing up, you're losing revenue every single month. If we didn't start advertising for our joiner client, you know, he thought he was just making 10 to 15,000 pounds a month, doing all right. But realistically, 35,000 pounds of revenue every month was being lost because he wasn't taking action on this. It wasn't until we started working with him that he started dominating Google and he started making that revenue up. So yeah, like I said, the result of this, from 10,000 pounds per month to 50 to 60,000 pounds a month with one channel. That was just Google. Targeting high intent audiences who are actively already searching for services. The next stage for him is, like I said, to implement a meta ad strategy so we can take his business from 50 to 60 to £100,000 per month. We're doubling down on Google, we're increasing spend there, but we're also implementing meta. He's everywhere. Or maybe you've had a look and people aren't necessarily searching for your service, and that's okay. Maybe the search intent isn't there, or maybe competition is too high, although competition isn't a bad thing. So if that's the case, we want to target a larger size of the market. Meta is more disruptive, meaning people don't go on social media to look for your service. You kind of have to grab their attention. Yeah, so we need to grab their attention, we need to retain their attention, and over time, Meta begins to understand who your audience is by conversion data. If I run an ad and 10 business owners sign up, Meta now knows who my target audience is and will go find more people like them. But what do I really mean by this? Let me break it down. The problem I see with most businesses when I'm auditing accounts is companies are targeting the bottom 3%. I know I said bottom 3, and this is technically the top 3. Usually this is a funnel and it's flipped. But every business focuses on targeting that 3%, which is fine because that's people in buying mode. But if everyone's trying to get that 3% of the market, it becomes really tough and it becomes really competitive. So this is where a meta strategy, and you can do this on Google, we just prefer to do it on Meta. We want to capture not just people who are ready to buy now, and it doesn't mean maybe they're not searching, but maybe they're open to buy. Maybe they're in the information gathering stage, or maybe they know they have a problem, they just don't know of the solution or of your company yet. So we can target people higher up the funnel and communicate that message and get them before other companies are talking to them. And we can bring them down to that buying mode. And when they're ready to buy, guess who they're going to pick? The people that were talking to them for the last month, the last 3 months, last 6 months. And you can go all the way to the point where people aren't problem aware, and you're hitting them way beyond. But the point here is, how can we go from targeting that 3% who are in buying mode and ready to buy now to targeting 40% of the market? It's a much larger size of the market, and people, by only targeting that 3%, are ignoring the 37%. So this is where, okay, we can do this on Google, and we can maybe target a little bit more than that 3% with the more high intent audiences that know I have a problem. I know there's some solutions out there. Let's go find one. But this is where a meta strategy or a meta and Google strategy really can help scale your business. So this is what it kind of looks like. This is what we propose to clients. We want to attract, we want to qualify, and we want to convert, capture the demand from Google Ads, generate demand from Meta. We want to push qualified traffic to landing pages, and we want to convert prospects. At this point, you should have decided what's best for your business. If you haven't, feel free to pause this video, go and have a look at the keyword search data, see if people are searching for your business, see if there's opportunity there. That's some quick wins you can grab. And if not, then maybe a Meta. But at this point, you should have decided which platform you're going to advertise on. You want to be there at the right place at the right time and meet them where they are. But the job of the ad is to get the click, whether that's on Meta or Google. All we're doing with that ad and that headline copy is to get the click. The purpose of the landing page is to get the conversion. So where are you sending people to? This is another problem I see all the time. They focus on the ads, but once people click the ad, that's them done. You got the click, that's the job of the ad. Where are they? Focus on your landing page. Focus on the message that you're trying to communicate. How well designed is this landing page? Are you talking to your target audience? Is it confusing? Is it ugly? Are people going around in circles? What we like to say is, we don't want potential customers to burn brain calories when they're on our site. We want to make it really clear what we want them to do and what the next action is if what we've communicated is of value and solves the problem that they have. So these are some conversion rate optimized landing pages that we built. As you can see, the one on the left for the local joiner client is responsible for generating over £300,000 over the past 6 months. But look at the design, look at the messaging, look at the copy. It's displayed like that for a reason. Very clean, very easy. There's buttons on both pages. As you can see on the right, off of £350 on Meta ads, we've generated 35 leads at a cost of £10 per lead. And that's only been 6 weeks. We've got another 4 months to advertise before this office space opens, so we have time. But we're going to fill this office space through this strategy. But once we get the click, the one on the left was a Google strategy, the one on the right is a Meta strategy. But once we get the click, you can see that we're communicating the right message. There's buttons so people can easily submit their information. These pages are longer, but you kind of get the point here. Where are you sending pages? This is also the prospect's first impression of your brand or of your company. So if it's not a good first impression, that's not a good start. So to convert the traffic, the what, we want a one-page website, which is a landing page, service specific. So if you've got 3 services, let's break them into 3 landing pages. This is, like I said, the first point of contact the prospect has with your business, so you better make it good, otherwise they won't come back. This is a sales page, problem, solution, call to action. It's built to convert. It's mobile friendly. It has to be, because most of our traffic from these platforms comes from mobile, even Google, especially social media. It's conversion rate optimized, and it's data tracking. So we're tracking every action people have on this page. Therefore, we can look and see where the problem is, where the bottleneck is, and make those changes on the page if we need to. How? You can build these on WordPress. You can try and get AI to build it with Claude. You can use something like ClickFunnels, Perspective, or Go High Level for landing page builders, or we build it for you. This is what we do for our clients, and we just build it for them. Now, you most likely already have a website. Can you just make some tweaks to that and make it into a landing page and make sure the message is concise and making sure there's clarity, one service per page, clear next steps, avoid linking to separate pages. The problem with a website is if we're sending paid traffic to a page and we're giving them options to click off the page we want them to be, that's a nightmare. We want them to stay on that page. We want them to click the ad, read the copy, and think, this is what I'm looking for, and to get in touch, to book, to inquire, whatever it is. So at this point, convert should have been crossed off, but you see the green tick. We've attracted them, right place, right time. We've converted their information with the landing page, and now it's time to optimize. Now, this isn't a data course, but we want to look at the data in the ad platforms. If you're running campaigns on these platforms, it's going to give you a whole lot of data. What's the click-through rate? What's the percentage of people that clicked through the ad and actually got to the page? What's the conversion rate? What keywords are converting if we're talking about Google? Where is spend being wasted, and can we reallocate that spend to the keywords that are performing and actually getting us conversions? By spend being wasted, I mean, have we spent £1,000 and not got conversion from this keyword? If so, let's move that spend to the keywords that are generating conversion. Same with Meta, click-through rate, conversion rate. What's the winning ad? Can we test new creatives based off that winner? Are we hitting all the stages of awareness, or at least more than just targeting the 3% who are ready to buy now? Where is spend being wasted? Where can we reallocate that spend? Like I said, we want to remove the waste and double down on what's working. This isn't a data analytics tutorial. It's not a data course, but I will dive deeper on another video with a few of these points that I've talked about. So at this point, we've attracted them, we've converted them, and we're optimizing to attract more quality people and convert more quality people based off the data that we've seen in these platforms and on the landing page. People say this is easy and it requires little to no effort. That's not true. That's just a psychological trick to sell you a course, and I have nothing to sell you unless it's a done for you service where we do it all. But there's no course, there's no consultancy fee. This is all free. Here's what is true. This requires real effort and consistency up front. You're going to have to put time and effort into building these campaigns and to understand what your key services are and what services bring you the most money in. You probably already know that, but who are you talking to? You need to write copy for them. You need to build campaigns. You need to get someone to build a landing page for you, or build it yourself. It's going to take a little bit of upfront time to get the result in the end where you have predictable lead flow and predictable growth. Progress builds slowly before the big payoffs arrive. Like I said, this isn't a get rich quick thing. It's going to take, for us, when we're implementing it, the first month is about building, the second month is about launching, the third month is about optimizing, and over a 90-day period, we've kind of built the system, we know what's working, and the 90 days after that, we can really take off. Thirdly, if you stop marketing when you get busy, you'll spend the next month trying to get back to where you were. That's not growth, that is maintenance. And if you're watching this, you most likely want to grow your business. So if you implement the system, in 6 months, your business will look completely unrecognizable. I've seen it firsthand. The time's going to pass anyway. It's just a question of what you want your revenue to look like in 6 months. The ability to generate revenue on demand is the most valuable skill in business. Stick with the system and you'll prove to yourself that your business is scalable. It grows when you want it to grow. It's predictable. You know where your next customer is coming from, and it's secure. You're never one slow month away from panicking. So that's enough of the overview. I know I've kind of flown through that. And I could sit here and talk about that for hours. The plan is to create a mini free course where I can give you the value and actually show you how to build campaigns, landing pages, conversion tracking, and all that stuff. But there's YouTube videos already out there for you to go and actually follow a step by step if that's what you're looking for. If you want to discuss the path for your business, like I said, we don't charge a consultancy fee. Book a call today. More than happy to have a chat about your business and help you with some of these decisions that you'll need to make. Secondly, our primary offering, like I said, is a done for you service. And if you just need someone to run it for you so you don't have to learn any of this and you can focus on what you do best, then book a call. We can have a chat. We can see if we can help. The minimum investment for us to build, execute, and optimize is £1,000 per month. So it's not for everyone, hence why I'm kind of making this video to help people that want to grow their business but aren't at the stage where they can pay an agency those types of fees. You know, we have clients that are paying us £1,000, £2,000, £3,000 a month. Not everyone's there. That doesn't mean we don't want to help them, but ask yourself, would you pay someone £1,000 to generate your business an additional £10,000 per month? £50,000 per month or £100,000 per month? It's a no-brainer. Once we get the system working, it's a no-brainer. And our clients don't want to leave because the discrepancy between what they pay us and what we generate is massive. So getting more customers isn't easy, but it is simple. Now you know the path. The only question is whether you take it or not. And if you don't take it, think about how much revenue you're leaving on the table. £10,000 per month, 30, 50. You have the knowledge, you have the information, you know what the strategy looks like now. You just have to go and implement it. And if you want someone to do this for you, you know where we are.